Hey, it's Tori, and welcome back to my channel. Today we welcome the lovely Jessica Mercy from Anaria to the channel. How are you doing today, Jessica?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing really, really well. We had a nice live stream on Friday, so I had a really nice stream. That's why I'm a bit more dressed up today. It's because it's my birthday tomorrow as well. So
Happy
we had a
birthday.
Thank you, thank you. You've got the new album, which is called Holding Cell, which will be out on March 29th. How are you feeling about that? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Or just like a good mixture of both?
I'm pretty pumped. It's been in the works for a couple of years, really.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be really exciting to get it out there finally.
Yeah, because that's one thing that we tend to forget as consumers is all that work that goes into it. Like we only ever see the final product, and then you guys behind the scenes have been working on this for a couple of years, and it's finally ready to put your baby out into the world. It must be like a strange but amazing feeling at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty great. We've already written a bunch of stuff for the next album, so
Yeah.
we just like keep the train rolling. We just keep going and going.
Well, I mean, you must get inspired all the time by different things and just like jot down notes for lyrics and music and things like that. So I can understand why you would have something in the works, but also something for the future as well.
Mhm.
Could you tell us in your own words, like what the album is about? What, like, how it's personal to you guys?
Sure. So the whole concept of the album is essentially about exploring things of isolation, and kind of like breaking out of your own mind prison and like forging towards self-acceptance. So that's kind of the overarching theme of the whole album, and we approach it from a few different angles. We have some more fantastical approaches and then some more direct approaches as well. We have a ballad called Worthy, which is like, it is literally about that. It's about accepting yourself in spite of your flaws.
Yeah. Will you be releasing that one as a single?
So I think we're planning a video for it, but the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing is going to be dropping at the end of the month for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear more originals. Like your covers are amazing, but your
Thanks.
originals are like next level as well. Like synthesis to me, when I first heard that, I mean, you've seen my reaction. It just completely blew me away. And the fact that I found you guys because I saw that somebody on the account had liked one of my stories and it intrigued me. I was like, who is the Nari? And I went to the your account. I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. So that's why I did that reaction. And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we're here talking. It's funny how it's a full circle moment in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate your reaction video. I love watching your reaction videos. So,
Thank you, thank you.
mhm.
So the band does pull from so many different genres of music. You've got like symphonic metal in there, you've got like modern metal, like metal and rock and cinematic, but also like some pop stuff as well. Like, how would you personally describe your band sound?
So we kind of just call ourselves, melodic hard rock or metal. We
Mm-hmm.
do kind of bridge the gap between a lot of different genres. Sometimes we have string arrangements, sometimes we have synths going on, and sometimes it's just, the driving force is coming chiefly from the guitars. So we basically just write whatever we enjoy writing, whatever sounds good to us is kind of what we go towards. In the past, we did a lot of stuff that was a bit more symphonic metal influenced, and we kinda got lumped in with a lot of those bands,
Mm-hmm.
like, we do fit the bill with them, like, we can definitely play shows with those bands, no problem. But, I think we're a little bit outside of that box, which is good for us because I feel like we have this marketability.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. It's sometimes you don't want to get put in a little box, you want to explore different avenues, and I think that's great because not only does it give you access to tour with like the symphonic bands, but then you can tour with other bands that are more just rock and metal based as well because you fit in those different genres, which I really that's what I really love about the band is that you fit in so many different things and you draw inspiration from so many different genres. The genres are there, why not, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've played with Amaranth and Blue
Hmm.
Code Coil, and we have played with like Power Man 5000. So it's fun.
So the band does everything in house, correct? From like production to videos. Could you describe like a typical band day, if you will, for Anaria?
Oh, I mean, it depends if we're rehearsing or if we're in the studio. I mean, if we're in the studio, it's usually me and Sergio, my husband. He
Hmm.
is the lead guitarist and he does all of the production, all of the videography, everything.
Yeah.
Um, so sometimes he will write something and I will come in and I will write some vocals to go on that. Sometimes I'll write something and I'll bring it to him and he'll produce it and then we'll record the vocals. And then sometimes Dan will write something and he'll send over his thoughts for that and then we'll produce it and write the vocals. So that's kind of how we operate in the studio. With rehearsals right now, we're just trying to like learn all of the stuff that we wrote, right? Because
Hmm.
we wrote all of this stuff and it was kind of like writing it real fast, like get it all down, get it all recorded. And when you don't have a full band, but you're writing the music, you don't take the time to actually sit down and rehearse all of it. So the past few weeks, everybody's been learning all the songs and we've been getting together. We just started working with a drummer, so that's exciting. So we are definitely making headway to playing live shows again this year. So yeah, it depends on what we're doing. And then, if it's a shoot day where we're doing a music video, that depends on what kind of music video we're shooting, but those are
Hmm.
always really crazy days. The last shoot we did for the title track Holding Cell, we like tricked out our whole studio and we had like sand on the floor and this giant backdrop and we had three girls dressed up as the three fates and a spinning wheel
Hmm.
and a cage and it was just madness and mayhem.
That makes me excited to see it because your videos, like I've seen a couple and they're always top notch. Like that they could come from like a real. Well, no, I'm not saying that you guys don't have a real production company. Just that they're just that impressive that it feels like it's a massive scale and that it's not just homegrown.
Yeah, we didn't just do
It's
it ourselves.
right, and it's amazing. It's really really cool. Like it makes me, because I know you also model as well, and
Mhm.
it because I used to do a little bit when I was a bit younger, and I've not been in front of the camera for 5 or 6 years now, and I see your posts, and it's like, I miss it. Like I miss being in front of the camera, and I miss like dress because you do a lot of cool, crazy concepts as well within your modeling, and it just makes me miss because I used to do that sort of stuff as well. How did you get into that side of things?
Cosplay.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, I started going to conventions and doing replicas of costumes in 2004, 2005.
Hmm.
So, I've been at it a good 20 years. But from there, it kind of spouted into me making all of these creations that were original designs. And I've been pretty involved with the steampunk scene as well, which I love Victorian fashion. So that always
Yes.
gives me kind of like this fantastical Victorian approach to some of my costumes. And, I come from a goth background too. I went to the goth club. So mix all that together and I guess that's where my modeling comes from.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. Like the one you just posted recently with like the really nice black dress and the corset and the horns, and like you say, it's drawing from that gothic side of things, but it's also very fantasy-esque as well, which
Yeah.
comes from cosplay. That's awesome.
Whimsy goth.
Yes, yes. What do you think is the most rewarding part about being in a band, but also what do you find the most challenging?
All right, most rewarding part, I mean, there's nothing like getting together with your guys and writing a song and then hearing that song
Hmm.
come together. So like that first time that you're in the car listening to your car test mix, like that is always like a very magical time. Um Challenging, the industry itself is very challenging. And
Yeah.
operating within the industry is definitely difficult because it has become such a landscape where you have to pay for everything. My running joke is that everybody gets paid except the artist.
Yeah.
Because it certainly seems like that. So operating just within having a limited budget for things Whereas, you have like these bands that are playing stadiums, they have backing from management, record labels. Like, we're just these do it yourself guys. We're just kind of doing the best that we can.
Hmm.
But there are a lot of free tools available. It's just about kind of pinpointing the algorithm to work in your favor.
Yeah. No, I totally understand what you're saying. There's been a bit of discussion about that actually in the reactor scene. One of the reactors that I personally follow, he's been a tech for bands for a very long time before he started his channel, so he sees that side of things. And I think he recently just did tour management for Electric Callboy, so he in Germany, and they were like at massive stadiums, so he got to see like that monetary side. So I can't imagine what it's like, especially with all these streaming services now, that you're only getting a tiny percentage of what you should be getting. It's got to be frustrating.
It is, very much so.
So what inspired you, or who inspired you to become a musician?
I mean, it was a combination of different artists, but like I tell people, it's probably who you'd expect. So Amy Lee and Evanescence, Taria, and Nightwish were really big ones for me.
Mhm.
From like the opposite side of the coin, I also was really into a lot of Celtic music. So Enya and Lorena McKennitt are pretty high on my list. Finally saw Lorena McKennitt last year. It was magical. Um, and, even getting into, like, some of the easy listening stuff, like Sarah McLachlan, I do
Mhm.
play piano on occasion, so I'll do, like, the piano vocal thing on occasion, and she was a big influence of that. But I feel like it's really, like, Amy Lee and Tarja are, like, the top female artists that I was really like, "Alright, I wanna do this."
Mhm. Yeah. They were huge influences for me too, as it just I feel like we're so lucky that we got to grow up with those kind of bands coming out. And because even today the rock metal scene is still very male dominated, and it's nice to see these female fronted, I even hate that term,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
these bands that have female vocalists, or even female musicians, guitarists, drummers, whatever, just coming out. And it's so inspiring. It's inspiring to see, and it's nice to see that you guys will also be an inspiration to other people out there, and women out there, or young girls that see you as the front, and see that, hey, I can maybe do this as well. So I just want to
Mhm.
thank you for being that strong front woman that you are as well.
Oh, thank you.
So, because I know you have a day job as well, how do you find like a good work-life balance between, of course, you've got your day job, you've got the band, and then, you've got to try and fit somewhat of a personal life in there too?
Mhm. Well, I mean, I feel like I do work all the time, you know? The lucky thing about my day job, and I actually have two different day jobs, they're both part-time office work.
Hmm.
Um, I work from home, so
Oh,
that makes it real easy for me. Um,
yeah.
it's definitely a blessing to be able to do that. I have in the past worked jobs I'd have to commute to jobs. But right now it's pretty good because I'm here and I don't have any commute time. So I just log in for my jobs and then I can log off, do whatever I need to do, and then I have plenty of time to work on music. The weekends I kind of reserve for any socializing that I get to do. I do live kind
Hmm.
of in the middle of nowhere, so it's a bit of a journey to get to anything, and it's winter right now, so we haven't been doing
Right.
too much. But yeah, I will usually like schedule some conventions or Ren fairs or something like that. That'll happen on a weekend and gives me the opportunity to meet up with friends and grab a beverage or snack and catch up.
Yeah. That sounds perfect, honestly. Like, so the pandemic, of course, was absolutely awful, but I feel like it's also brought the realization that a lot of jobs, people can stay home and they can telework. And I think that's a great bonus for these businesses as well, and for the person staying home. My husband would absolutely love to stay. He stayed home for like about a year, and then they sent him back, and he can do his job from home, and he's like, I just wish they'd send me home and I could work from home again, you know?
Or even like part of the week.
Right, right. Just go in for 3 days, come home for 2 days, and, switch it around. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you guys are planning to tour this summer, correct?
We're gonna start with local shows this summer, and
Hmm.
then we'll see what opportunities are presenting themselves for a tour. So touring would probably be on the latter half of the year into 2025. So we've got to kind of get out there and get our feet wet first,
Hmm.
figure out what our stage show is going to be because we don't want to just get up there and play the songs. We want to,
Right.
create an experience for people. So
Yeah.
we've been having a lot of talks about what we're going to be doing for that, and that's all very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm hoping you guys get to come to North Carolina because I'm dying to meet you guys like in person
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
to see you up on stage doing your thing because there's nothing like seeing like some of your favorite bands up there just rocking what they're made to do. It's such an inspiring thing to see. Even though I don't personally have any musical talent, it's still like music is still such a huge part of my life and
Mhm.
it's amazing. It's just I still can't believe that I found you guys from just seeing you on an Instagram. Like it's crazy.
Well, we're glad for it.
Yeah, I'm glad for it too. It's been lovely chatting to you. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just wanted to ask you if you had any last words for people that are watching this, that are either watching you for the first time and discovering your band through this interview, or of course your fan base.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't heard us before, we have quite a backlog of material that we have released over the years. We've been around for a while. We kind of picked up again towards the latter half of last year and we've been cranking. But yeah, it's interesting to go through our past discography because you'll hear our evolution
Hmm.
from, being very symphonic metal influenced to what we are now. Even I'll go listen to an old song and it's like I listen to the new song and it's not completely different, but it's really cool to see like where it went.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, as far as like checking out new music, just always be open-minded to finding new artists because they're out there. They're all over the place. And there are plenty of opportunities to find really cool music to listen to. It's not just listen to the radio.
Yeah. And that's why I started my reaction channel, honestly, is because I feel like we as human beings end up like you were talking about putting ourselves in boxes and we end up staying in that box and we don't really venture out of it. And then I saw reaction channels were becoming like a big thing and I was like, hey, maybe I could do that. It's just a great way to find new music that I probably would never find if it wasn't for people recommending it or, building on that. So I think that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Jessica, for taking the time out of your day and your evening. I know it's late and it's Friday as well. Of course, guys, I will leave Anaria's links and Jessica's links down in the description below. Please, if you want to support them, subscribe to the channel, find them on Spotify or whatever streaming service you have, and follow them. They also have an emailing fan list, correct?
Mhm.
That you can sign up for, and of course, you'll get notifications about what's happening with the band there. But yeah, thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all my social media links and my Discord link are down in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come hang out in the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.